There's no better feeling than finishing early and having time to go to the gym. Where are my supplements? I can't go to the gym now. Welcome everyone to Do More, Be More. Today I'll be talking about the supplements that I have at the moment. I've had many different types of supplements and different times. This is what I have right now. You don't have to like it. I don't necessarily like them. Maybe I do. Maybe I love them. So just stick around, get familiar with it, because that is coming up right now. Welcome everyone to Do More, Be More. All right, before we get started, a little disclaimer. Sorry, I got caught up there. I take supplements because I choose to. I don't have to, and you don't either. If you are going to take supplements, there's a couple of things you'd have to consider. Of course, if you have any conditions, you have to check with your doctor. You have to make sure that supplements are right for you. Of course, something like protein is probably, and creatine are probably more simpler ones, but even creatine, you have to have a specific amount that there's a dosing phase or cycle that you kind of have to start with. So just always be careful. Your physical health and all that stuff is always going to be important. But as far as like your heart and your lungs and your kidneys, you always want to take care of that too. So that is all basically. You don't have to take anything. You could pretty much reach any goal you have without those things, unless you want to be a bodybuilder. You may have to consider some things, but let's face it, I don't think many of the people watching this video are at that point. So on with the rest of the video. So we're gonna go green now. Why do I say that? Well, that's just because that's the color of my supplements. But what we're gonna be using here, this is the latest edition. This is Alpha Lion Superhuman Pump, right? I have to read it backwards. So Alpha Lion Superhuman Pump. This is basically to get that pump when you are exercising, you're lifting heavy. I mean, of course, if you don't lift heavy, I don't imagine you would even care for this, but I'm just letting you know what I do. This helps you get that pump, gets that vein really like just pushes out, like if you're a mix between Popeye and Power Ranger and Vin Diesel. Does he even have veins? I don't know. So that's basically what that's for. It lets the blood flow to a whole new level. And I mix it up with another green product, creatine. I use this one because it's super cheap. You get it in powdered form, and just take a teaspoon and just put it in your whatever it is you're having. Like this one is gonna be a blueberry mojito flavor. So you can imagine it's gonna be it's appealing. It's not a bad tasting pre-workout. I will give it as far as pre-workouts go, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. So it's pretty good. And then it does have some caffeine in it. The creatine helps because that's also going to give you a boost of energy. It helps your muscles retain more water. You are going to probably look a little heavier on the scale, but it doesn't matter what it is. It's on the scale as long as you know you're reaching your goals, you're building the muscle, you're losing the fat. That's all that really matters. And the progress on the scale will show within time. So that's what I take as far as these two. So one thing we're going to discuss is probably one of the most important, arguably, supplements that any bodybuilder or person that wants to build more muscle will go after. And that is protein. That includes whey or includes casein protein. But where are they? Well, here are some. Well, there's whey and then there's casein. Let's get the casein out of the way because I only own one casein. It is the gold standard vanilla, creamy vanilla, 100% casein mix. I'm honestly not a whole big fan of this particular taste. This is the only casein that I've ever had. I use it for two reasons. One, because if I ever happen to work out at night, I will take it then if I'm low on protein. Another thing I will do is also bake with this. Don't really need the casein, honestly. I will probably not buy one for a while after I finish this one. Then we have whey. So whey I always buy, I always have a bunch. Let's start off with the most recent one that I bought. It is the Dymatize ISO 100. This is the chocolate peanut butter. Macros on this are going to be really good. It's 120 calories with 25 grams of protein. So I already had it as just with, I blended it with almond milk. I thought it was all right. I think it needed a little bit more sweetness. It did very well when I made my protein peanut butter chocolate chip cookies. Those were pretty good. So I got this off of Amazon. That's as accessible as it gets. Then the same thing, the first protein that I got from the same brand was this 100% whey isolate. So whey isolate is just, it's filtered to the point that it's got as much protein as possible with as few calories as possible. So this is the Fruity Pebbles flavor. I honestly got it more for that reason. I didn't get it because it was isolate. You do taste it. When you open it, you do have the bits of it. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see that, but clearly you see the bits of colors in there, and it does smell like Fruity Pebbles. I have yet to find the best way to make this. I've had it with almond milk. I want to make it cold, and I want to maybe put in a little bit of what do they call this, xanthan gum, because it makes it a little thicker. Maybe throw some ice in there and make it really cold. Not too much. I don't want to make it like ice cream. I don't know if I'll like it as ice cream. I had it as a pancake once. I didn't really like it as a pancake, I'll be honest. The taste is very unique, so this is the kind of thing you either like it or you don't. Then this is something that's a little bit more colorful or whatever. This is the Ghost brand. This is the first thing that I've gotten from Ghost. I was really unsure of whether I was gonna get the Chips Ahoy or the Nutter Butter flavor, but I ended up getting the Chips Ahoy. They are partnered with them in this particular flavor. So as you can see, focus, yeah, it is legit. The consistency is gonna have a cookie consistency. This is not just powdered, it's also a little crispier. So this is a chocolate chip, if you can see it. And it doesn't just taste like a chocolate chip. It tastes like it was breaking off of a piece of a Chips Ahoy cookie. So this with cold almond milk is the bee's knees. Honestly, it's really good. I would give it like an 8.8 or 9.2.5 out of 10. It's really good. The only problem is you have to make it. So other than that, I mean, I think it's really good. It's got an awesome little design to it, which is, you know, it calls your attention or catches your attention. The macros are really good. Considering what you gotta get, because you're not putting protein cookies in here, you're putting real Chips Ahoy cookies. But comparatively I should say, they're higher. So it's 160 calories for the same amount of protein. You get 25 grams of protein, but 160 calories. So this is something that, of course, if you're very responsible or smart with your calories, you are getting only 40 calories more, but you get some really, really good quality protein. Yeah, it's pretty good. I think what brings up the calories is the fact that it has actual cookies in it. It's gonna have slightly more fat than most. Like this one has 0.5 grams, a half a gram of fat, while this one has 3 grams of fat. So that's technically 3.5 times more fat than that. Is 3 grams of fat a lot? No, I'm just saying that's what's causing the calories to rise. Something else that I have is whey protein, just plain mix. So this is particularly for baking when I don't want the flavor of the protein itself to influence in what I'm making, such as cookies, cakes, cupcakes, muffins, whatever. This is for a quarter cup or 20 grams. It's 80 calories and 15 grams of protein. It ends up being about 25 grams of protein if this were the same amount of calories. So it ends up being the same exact thing. So it's very good quality protein, meaning that it's filtered correctly. All you gotta do if you wanna make pancakes, for example, is throw in some eggs and then some, maybe a little bit of almond milk, you mix it up there, and then that's it. You mix it up, get yourself some pancakes. There's just so many things you can do with it. So not for people to think at this point that proteins is just mixing it with water and that's it, with a spoon. No, there's a lot of different things, and I will be making recipes in the future with these. I've been making them for a long time, but I haven't been able to make it for the channel just yet because I've been trying to make dishes. But soon enough, protein recipes will be coming up, or whey protein and casein protein recipes anyway. So that is as far as this goes. There is one more thing I wanted to mention. A simpler way of having protein is to just buy it already made. This is the Muscle Milk brand. I keep it in the fridge at all times, but I get this one for this reason. This one is the zero sugar one. So as you can see right there and there. Okay, so zero sugar, it has 20 grams of protein, which is only 4 grams less than this with 100 calories. It's really good and it's ready. You get home, you're tired, you don't want to do anything, just pull it up and this should be enough. I'm actually going to have one because I would want to give you a taste test. I'm not going to do a taste test for these. Maybe one day I'll do it. Good. This is it. I'm sorry if you heard that, but this is the chocolate. Usually I end up getting chocolate with most things, but in this case, yeah, I got the chocolate. 100 calories, 20 grams of protein, as I mentioned. So as you can see, there's a whole lot of things you can do with protein. I said that already. I don't want to ramble anymore. So let's go on to the next. Can't remember what I filmed already and what I'm going to film. So we're done with protein for now. Let's go on to the next set of supplements and we'll continue from there. All right, now we're going to talk about pre-workout. Now, I don't really take a lot of pre-workout now. I thought I needed it. I think the hardest part for me was waking up, and I can't take pre-workout while I'm still asleep to be awake 30 minutes later. I started with something really slow, something really low. I went with this brand because I like the protein, so I went with Ghost. This isn't even their pre-workout. This is Gamer, as you can see. So this was very, very beginner. It's really good though. Like, it's a Sour Patch Kids flavor, red berry. This is practically juice for me. I'm not saying I would take it right now before bed and then go to sleep, but I could pretty much drink it and not really feel it. But this is more for focus and energy. That's when I upgraded, and you may have seen this in my What's in My Gym Bag video, to my Total War pre-workout. Now this is a more serious mid-level pre-workout. The taste is almost as good. It's not really going to be as good as Ghost. The Sour Patch Kids is obviously a lot better. This is 30 servings. I got it on Amazon as well. I'll put the links in the bio, links in the description area for anything that you would want that I found on Amazon. I was one scooping it at first because I wanted to be careful. Then I started double scooping. Yeah, this is more like a pre-workout. I do like it. It's got good effects. It's got a decent taste. I don't feel the need to take a pre-workout anymore. I'm pretty motivated already, and I'm pretty good with maxing out. Creatine also helps with that. So that is my pre-workout. My creatine, you saw my the pump that I take. That's actually an interesting addition that I've had. That's one of the more recent things that I had. All the protein that I had, I didn't need steroids to lose weight. You know, I lost, I think, a total of 70 pounds, and I just needed to be focused and consistent. So these things just helped, but it didn't. These aren't the reasons I got to my goal, and I'm sure that you don't need these things to get to your goal. That is all for today. I do appreciate the time that you've given me. I try not to ramble on this information, but nevertheless, I may have some other reviews of new products as far as like proteins and pre-workouts and other things like that. I hope you enjoyed the content. I hope you found it useful. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. Always leave the, if you have questions or suggestions for other videos, I'm also willing to do those as well. If you send it to me through the DM or Instagram, that's fine as well. Remember to follow me on Facebook, on TikTok, and on Instagram. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And you already know, if you do more, you will be more.